You know, I'm probably a lot like you. If I had to guess, I'd say that you most likely enjoy nice, long bike trails where you can just ride for 20, 30, 40 miles in a day. Trails where you can ride across iconic bridges, through cool tunnels, and across vintage trestles. Trails with gorgeous natural beauty. However, you probably, like me, also enjoy a more urban experience every now and then. Let's say a system of shorter trails that feature modern art. Trails that connect you with parks. And trails that allow you to ride through the heart of the city while feeling safe and secure. Yeah, baby. And that's exactly what I found in a place that the locals refer to as Sparkle City. This is Spartanburg, South Carolina, home of woke indoctrination centers like Wofford and Converse, and site of the corporate headquarters of the Denny's restaurant chain. More than 38,000 people call her home, and she sits on just over 20 square miles. Spartanburg was formed in 1785, and it was named after a local militia called the Spartan Regiment in the American Revolutionary War. Spartanburg was incorporated in 1831, later becoming known as the Hub City due to railroad lines forming the shape of a wheel hub. It eventually became a center of textile manufacturing. The Milliken Company, owned by Spartanburg native and billionaire Roger Milliken, is based in Spartanburg. Revolutionary War General Daniel Morgan is quite popular in these parts. You'll see his name all around town, and there's a statue that was erected back in 1881. The city has broken ground on a new minor league baseball stadium, but for many years, the Spartanburg Phillies played in Duncan Park. A quick aside, back in 1989 or so, I was in a Christian rock band called The Promise, and we played in a secular Battle of the Bands at Duncan Park in Spartanburg. Yeah, that was me. Our secret plan was to use music to help Jesus save the world. Well, we did not win the Rock 101 Battle of the Bands that night. We came in 4th out of 18 bands, and the group broke up about a year later and we all joined other bands. But speaking of rock and roll, a list of famous people from Spartanburg would include Pink Anderson, a blues musician and the inspiration for the Pink in Pink Floyd, and a bunch of southern rockers called the Marshall Tucker Band. That group was formed in Spartanburg. But enough about Spartanburg. We've got some trails to ride. That's right, the Mary Black Foundation Rail Trail, the Mary H. Wright Greenway, and the Hub City Hopper are all straight ahead.
Baby ferns uncurling ride together. You could call it a vision or a tether. All at once I can see it put back together. You could call it a vision. You could call it a vision. You could call it a vision.
We've got trail details coming up, as well as a visit to the most awesome Krispy Kreme donut place in the world. I'm sure of it. But first, here is the inaugural installment of a new semi-regular feature here on Joyful Trails that I like to call Responding to Comments.
Responding to comments.
I recently posted a YouTube short about some mailboxes I saw that had been welded to some old bike frames. You know, kind of a cool idea. Well, FGC Laughter was having none of it. They commented as follows: "How stupid. A terrible and stupid idea. Pointless." Come on, man. Tell us how you really feel. I'm gonna put that viewer down as somewhat unimpressed. But I also posted a YouTube short on a bicycle-themed kitchen towel that I found in a grocery store. To which Cynthia Newcomb 7270 replied, "Okay, whatever, you're corny." Well, corny is better than stupid, so we're headed in the right direction. Finally, in response to my trail review of the Jacksonville-Baldwin Rail Trail, a commenter writes, "Love the footage. You'll always be my choice for capturing something right the first time. You're blessed with an eye that very few possess." And that was from Tim Bachman, 1976. Oh, wait. That's my brother.
This has been Responding to Comments.
Our exclusive Joyful Trails star rating is coming up soon, but first, let's dig a little deeper into these trails. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? I have no idea. I wanted to know more about Mary Black, the namesake of the Mary Black Foundation Rail Trail. So I Googled Mary Black, and turns out she's an Irish folk singer. Oh, whoops. Wrong Mary Black. I should know after that Gemini AI fiasco that you can't trust Google with anything. So here's the real story. Mary Snotty Black, which, can we just say that growing up with the name Snotty, that had to be fun, right? But yeah, Mary Snotty Black and her husband, Dr. Hugh Ratchford Black, moved to Spartanburg in 1894. Mary provided her doctor husband and two other doctors with $3,548 to purchase a house and turn it into a hospital. Wait a minute, that was a lot of money in the 1890s. Where'd she get all that money? And why was Dr. Black having to beg for money from his own wife when feminism wasn't even a thing yet? I have so many questions. Well, fast forward to 1925, Dr. Black and his two doctor sons, Dr. Sam Black and Dr. Hugh Black, opened a new hospital and named it in honor of their wife and mother, Mary Snotty Black. Today, her name graces not only this rail trail, but also the Mary Black Foundation and the Mary Black campus of the Spartanburg Medical Center. I love that story. And it only goes to show you ladies that if you have a big enough stash of cash laying around and share it with all the male doctors in your family, decades later, everybody will forget about them, but you will be famous. There's got to be more to this story, but that's all that I was able to dig up on the interwebs, and I looked 2 or 3 times. I'm sure somebody will set me straight in the comments below. This rail trail is short, only about 4 miles out and back, but it packs a punch. There are cool, decorative bike racks, nice swings to enjoy, a tree tunnel, a trolley you can ride through, businesses and restaurants located all along the trail, and some really cool artwork, including this tree, which looks to me like a totally real tree. But no, when you get closer, you find that it's made of metal and is a very impressive work of art. There's a yoga pad if you're a Hindu. If you're into stretching and stuff. There's an outdoor exercise station where you can park your actual bike and instead ride this bike that goes nowhere. And there's an awesome mountain bike course named after a local car dealer. There's a dog park, a really cool playground with ties to the NFL's Carolina Panthers, and an outdoor amphitheater that for some reason has a large number of terribly uncomfortable concrete lounge chairs, which is weird, but yet somehow totally cool at the same time. Wow, that's a lot going on for such a short trail. The trail surface is wide and smooth, not a tree root to be found anywhere. Another quick personal aside, while I was on the Mary Black Foundation Rail Trail, I looked up and saw this Lutheran church, and I realized that's the exact church where I saw Bob Bennett give a concert one time. He's a great singer-songwriter. If you're not familiar with this guy, you owe it to yourself to check him out. Some great acoustic music, soft rock, in the singer-songwriter genre. These records right here are some of the best ever made. Bob Bennett. Bennett has 2 N's and 2 T's, by the way. The Mary Black Foundation Rail Trail connects directly to something called the Hub City Hopper, one of the more interesting trail names that I've come across in a while. Simply put, it's a bike lane that allows you to safely travel through the heart of downtown Spartanburg. It's what they call a cycle track, and uses a raised concrete barrier to protect cyclists from car traffic. It's been called the first of its kind in the state of South Carolina. And it connects cyclists with Barnett Park, a major downtown green space with a splash pad and a natural amphitheater for concerts and such. Another quick personal aside, I have never lived in Spartanburg, but I did work there for 2 or 3 years, a couple of decades back. And I realized while on the Hub City Hopper that it comes within a block of this place, which appears to be closed up and for sale. It was a weird place to work, I'm not gonna lie, but it's where I first learned non-linear video editing. So it was a crucial part of my vocational journey as I look back. You see, kids, back in the old days, we had to edit videotape with hot glue and razor blades while walking in the snow uphill both ways. But then non-linear digital editing came along and changed our lives forever. So had it not been for a couple of TV shows called The Awakening Hour and Time for Hope, there just might not have ever been a Joyful Trails. But I digress. Finally, the Mary H. Wright Greenway picks up about a block away from the rail trail. It is named in honor of a beloved black teacher who made sure that black children in Spartanburg received a quality education during segregation. According to one of her former students, Wright not only taught things like reading, math, and science, but also taught from the Word of God and had the children recite the Lord's Prayer every morning. In addition to this short greenway, which connects neighborhoods with some pocket parks, there's also an elementary school in Spartanburg that bears the name Mary H. Wright. So, this rail trail, greenway, and commuter trail are all part of something called the Daniel Morgan Trail System in Spartanburg, or the DAN for short. I told you his name was all over town. The star rating is straight ahead, but first I ended my day with a visit to the Krispy Kreme donut shop. Now, I don't know why, but the Krispy Kremes in Spartanburg are better than they are in other places. I can't explain why, but this has always been true. They are fresher, softer, they have more varieties of donuts, there's more cream filling. They're just better. I don't know what they do, but they're doing something right. I can highly recommend the Krispy Kremes in Spartanburg. So what do we think about these trails? I gotta say, I'm a little blown away by the variety of sites and activities connected to the Mary Black Foundation Rail Trail. And the Hub City Hopper is a really fun way to explore downtown Sparkle City without ever leaving the seat of your trusty bicycle. A downtown that is clearly experiencing a renaissance. 3 stars for the Daniel Morgan Trail System as it currently exists, with more trails on the way very soon. If you enjoyed this video, here's 2 more that YouTube thinks you will like just as much. Go ahead and watch those, then go get on your bike and try to find some joy in the journey. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go see if Mary Black will loan me some money.